Washington Mystics versus Dallas Wings. The Mystics head to Dallas, hoping to pick up a win and improve their playoff chances on Sunday. The Mystics are very much in the hunt for a playoff spot in the WNBA playoffs, just a game and a half behind the Sparks and Valkyries for the 8th and final spot. The Wings will be playing out the string, likely looking at another top 5 draft pick next season. Much like last season, the Washington Mystics will likely be in a fight to the finish to secure a playoff spot again this season. The Mystics arrive in Dallas with a 13-17 record, 2 games behind both the Los Angeles Sparks and Golden State Valkyries for the final playoff spot. The Mystics haven't helped themselves in recent games, losing 4 straight, including an 80-76 loss to Minnesota on Friday night in Minnesota. Rookie Sonia Citron led the way with 26 points to go along with 4 assists. The Mystics committed a costly 20 turnovers in the loss. The Mystics find themselves in a critical position as they fight to secure the final playoff spot in the competitive WNBA standings. So far this season, they are 1-1 against the Dallas Wings, with each team defending their home court successfully in those matchups. Offensively, the Mystics rank 10th in the league in points per game, demonstrating a solid but not dominant scoring ability. They show better shooting efficiency, ranking 7th in field goal percentage and 9th in three-point shooting. Defensively, the Mystics are stronger, standing 6th in points allowed per game, 8th in field goal defense, and an impressive 2nd in three-point defense, reflecting their ability to limit opponents from beyond the arc. The team's advanced metrics further underline their competitive edge, as they rank 10th in scoring margin, 5th in rebounding margin, and 4th in turnover margin, highlighting their ability to control possessions and the glass. If the Mystics can build on these strengths and tighten up their overall play, they have a real chance to climb into the postseason mix. The Dallas Wings will have to wait until next year to join the playoff party in the WNBA. This season has been a tough slog for the Wings, who have struggled with consistency and injuries throughout their campaign. Despite flashes of potential and individual talent shining through, the team has found it difficult to string together wins in a highly competitive league. They now stand with an overall record of 8-23, which is the second worst mark in the entire WNBA this year. This clearly highlights the uphill battle the Wings have faced and the challenges ahead in terms of roster construction and team chemistry. They currently sit near the bottom of the standings, making it mathematically impossible to qualify for the playoffs this season. As a result, much of the attention has turned to what they can build for the future, especially with high draft picks expected in the upcoming WNBA draft. On the court, the Wings have struggled to find offensive rhythm, as shown in their recent performances. Most notably, they suffered a frustrating 88-77 loss to the New York Liberty in Dallas on Friday night. In that game, Arike Ogunbowale continued to carry much of the scoring burden, leading the team with 17 points. Ogunbowale also contributed 7 rebounds and 3 assists, showcasing her all-around skill set. However, the team collectively shot just 40% from the floor, a figure that doesn't bode well for sustained offensive success. More alarming was their perimeter shooting, which came in at a dismal 14% from beyond the arc, a glaring weakness in an era where three-point shooting can often swing games. When your outside shooting is that cold, it puts extra pressure on other aspects of the offense to perform, which hasn't always happened for Dallas. Looking ahead, the Wings will hope to bolster their roster with fresh talent in the offseason. With their current standing, it's highly likely they will secure a top 3 pick in the WNBA draft, which could be a crucial turning point for the franchise. This draft pick represents a valuable asset that could potentially land a star player or a key piece to accelerate the team's rebuilding process. The Wings' management will need to be strategic about their draft choice, possibly targeting a player who can contribute immediately and fill glaring holes on both ends of the floor. While the Wings may not be playoff contenders this year, they still have the opportunity to disrupt other teams' postseason hopes in the games remaining, starting with their upcoming matchup against the Washington Mystics on Sunday. Statistically, the Wings have shown some strengths and weaknesses that provide a mixed bag of insights into their current state. Offensively, they rank 7th in the league in points per game, which is a respectable position but not dominant by any means. Their ability to score puts them in the middle of the pack, suggesting they have the talent to put up points but struggle with efficiency and consistency. When it comes to shooting accuracy, they rank 11th in field goal percentage and 11th in three-point shooting, placing them in the lower tier among WNBA teams. These rankings reveal issues with shot selection and execution, which have been detrimental to the team's overall performance. On the defensive side, the Wings rank 11th in points allowed per game and 12th in field goal defense. Most concerning is their last-place ranking in three-point defense, an area that opponents have exploited repeatedly this season. The Wings' scoring margin, which is the difference between points scored and points allowed, is just 11th in the league. This modest margin reflects the narrow losses and close contests they have been involved in, but ultimately failed to win. However, they do shine in some statistical categories, ranking 3rd in rebounding margin. This indicates that they often battle hard on the boards, securing more rebounds than their opponents, which can be a critical factor in controlling the pace and flow of the game. Additionally, they rank 5th in turnover margin, showing that they manage to protect the ball better than many other teams, reducing opponents' scoring opportunities off of mistakes. Defensively, however, the Wings appear to have lost their way as the season has progressed. Their recent stretch of games shows a clear decline in effort and execution. In the last 4 games, they have allowed 85 or more points in each contest, highlighting their defensive struggles and inability to contain opposing offenses. This has become a significant problem, especially given that defense is often the backbone of any successful team. Their league worst ranking in three-point defense is particularly damaging in today's game, where outside shooting can quickly change momentum. Opponents have taken advantage of this weakness, hitting multiple long-range shots against the Wings with relative ease. The Mystics, known for their perimeter shooting, will look to exploit this matchup detail and force Dallas to defend on the outside with urgency. The Mystics themselves have had an inconsistent and unpredictable season, making them a somewhat unpredictable opponent. Their up-and-down performance has resulted in them being underdogs for this game, but motivation will be a key factor. With a struggling Wings team on the other side, the Mystics will want to seize the opportunity to pick up a crucial win and build some positive momentum as the season winds down. The Mystics have been more efficient offensively this season compared to the Wings and have generally performed better defensively. This advantage could be pivotal, especially if the Wings are missing key contributors. One major uncertainty for the Wings is the availability of Paige Bueckers, who has been one of their more dynamic offensive players. Bueckers' health and participation in Sunday's game will have a significant impact on Dallas's offensive output. If she is unable to play or limited in minutes, the Wings' scoring threats will be severely diminished, further tipping the scales in favor of the Mystics. Without Bueckers, Dallas will likely rely heavily on Ogunbowale and other role players to fill the offensive void, which will be a tall order against a motivated Mystics team. At this stage of the season, the Wings are essentially playing out the string, focusing on development and preparing for next year. The Mystics, meanwhile, can ill afford to lose games that should be winnable, as every victory counts in their quest for playoff positioning. This matchup sets up as a classic scenario where the team with more to play for, the Mystics, is expected to come away with the win. The game should feature plenty of perimeter action, with both teams aware that long-range shooting could determine the outcome. Given these factors, the best value in the matchup lies with the Mystics on the road, who are poised to capitalize on the Wings' defensive lapses and lack of firepower. In conclusion, the Wings face an uphill climb as they attempt to end their season on a positive note. The team's deficiencies on defense, particularly on the perimeter, and inconsistent offense have kept them out of the playoff race. However, with a probable high draft pick on the horizon and some promising young talent, the Wings can look forward to a brighter future. Meanwhile, the Mystics will come into Dallas with renewed purpose and a desire to get back into the win column, making this game an important one in the context of the playoff hunt. Expect a hard-fought contest, but with the advantage clearly in favor of the visiting Mystics. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Washington plus 1.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Seattle Storm versus Los Angeles Sparks. Coming off a thrilling double overtime matchup earlier this month, the Seattle Storm 16-15 and Los Angeles Sparks 14-16. Seattle, sitting just above 500 with a 16-15 record, looks to snap a 4-game losing streak that began with that heartbreaking 108-106 loss to LA back on August 1. Meanwhile, the Sparks have surged up the standings, posting a 7-1 record over their last 8 games, and are now tied for 8th place. With playoff implications on the line, both teams could use the win as the regular season enters its final stretch. Despite a recent 4-game slide that has tested their resilience, the Seattle Storm remain a formidable opponent in the WNBA due to a well-balanced and experienced roster led by key veterans like Nika Ogwumike and Skylar Diggins-Smith. Ogwumike, averaging 18.0 points per game and 7.1 rebounds, continues to anchor the Storm's front court with her combination of skill, savvy, and leadership. Her ability to score in a variety of ways, whether posting up, hitting mid-range jumpers, or converting in transition, makes her a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses. Meanwhile, Skylar Diggins-Smith complements her inside presence with her dynamic perimeter play, averaging 16.1 points and 5.8 assists per game. Diggins is an adept playmaker who can create for herself and others, pushing the pace and setting up teammates while also being a threat from beyond the arc and off the dribble. Seattle's offensive profile is solid but not elite, averaging 81.7 points per game, which ranks 9th in the league. Their shooting efficiency has been respectable this season, hitting 44.8% from the field, good enough for 5th place, and connecting on 33.2% of their three-point attempts, which places them 7th in the WNBA. The Storm's ability to get to the free throw line and convert their attempts at a rate of 78.1% adds another dimension to their offensive attack, giving them a reliable scoring source when the game gets physical or tight. This kind of balanced scoring makes Seattle dangerous in different scenarios, whether they're pushing tempo or grinding through half-court sets. What truly distinguishes the Storm, however, is their defense, an area where they consistently rank among the league's best. Holding opponents to an average of 79.4 points per game, good for 4th overall, Seattle's defensive discipline is a major reason they remain competitive even when their offense hits a rough patch. Their ability to limit clean looks is evident in the 43.4% shooting they allow from the floor, 6th best, and 32.6% from beyond the arc, 5th best. This defensive stinginess forces teams into contested shots and turnovers, often allowing the Storm to control the tempo and keep games within reach. The recent skid, which started with a tough, dramatic loss to the Los Angeles Sparks earlier this month, has forced Seattle to look inward and reevaluate some aspects of their game. In particular, late-game execution has been a concern, with the Storm struggling to close out tight contests and maintain composure under pressure. This trend has been uncharacteristic for a veteran-led squad and something they'll need to rectify to get back on track. The loss of momentum has been palpable, but Seattle's coaching staff and players are no strangers to adversity. So a turnaround is expected as they approach the final stretch of the season. Switching gears to the Sparks, Los Angeles has been among the hottest teams in the league, despite a recent 72-59 loss to the Golden State Warriors. That defeat aside, the Sparks have won 8 of their last 10 games, riding a wave of confidence and momentum. The offensive resurgence is largely thanks to Kelsey Plum, who has put together a breakout stretch, averaging 20.4 points and 6.2 assists per game. Plum's scoring prowess, combined with her vision and ability to penetrate defenses, has been pivotal to LA's offensive success. Supporting her are Dearica Hamby, who contributes a steady 17.7 points per game with her versatile inside-outside scoring, and Azura Stevens, who offers a powerful presence with 14.9 points and a team-high 8.3 rebounds per game. This trio forms a multi-dimensional offensive core that can attack defenses in varied ways, making the Sparks a difficult team to guard. Their depth off the bench also adds crucial minutes, helping maintain intensity and scoring pace throughout games. Offensively, Los Angeles ranks among the very best in the WNBA, averaging a potent 86.6 points per game, which is third best in the league. Their field goal percentage is also impressive at 46.3%, the second best mark, and their three-point shooting is similarly elite, hitting 35.6% from downtown, again second in the league. The Sparks' ability to score efficiently in all facets of the game, inside, mid-range, and beyond the arc, has been a hallmark of their recent success. Their offensive versatility keeps defenses guessing and opens up scoring opportunities for multiple players. The only significant blemish on their offensive profile is their free throw shooting, where they rank last in the league at just 75.6%. This weakness could become a factor in tight games, especially down the stretch when free throws often decide outcomes, potentially costing them crucial points in close matchups. Improving at the charity stripe would be essential for the Sparks if they want to convert more tight contests into wins. Defensively, however, the Sparks present a stark contrast to their offensive output. They have struggled to contain opponents, surrendering a league-high 87.7 points per game, ranking 13th overall in defensive efficiency. Opponents are shooting an effective 45% from the field against them, while their perimeter defense has also been suspect, allowing 34.5% shooting from beyond the arc, which ranks 10th in the league. These defensive shortcomings expose the Sparks to high-scoring games and put additional pressure on their offense to keep pace. If they hope to sustain their winning ways and make a deep postseason run, tightening up defensively will be essential, particularly in guarding the perimeter and limiting easy transition points. Betting trends strongly favor a high-scoring affair in this matchup between the Sparks and the Storm. Los Angeles currently leads the WNBA in games going over the total points line, boasting an impressive 29-1 record on the over-under this season. This suggests that when the Sparks play, there's a significant likelihood of seeing plenty of points on the scoreboard. Adding to this trend is the fact that the over has hit in the last 7 head-to-head matchups between these two teams, signaling a consistent pattern of offensive fireworks whenever they face each other. While Seattle has recently seen 4 of its last 5 games go under the total, indicating a more defensive or slower-paced style, the Sparks have been on the opposite end, pushing the total over in 8 of their last 10 contests. After a sluggish offensive showing on Saturday, expect Los Angeles to respond with renewed energy, intensified focus, and an abundance of offensive firepower, which should drive this game well over the projected point total. Fans and bettors alike should anticipate an exciting, fast-paced game filled with scoring bursts and momentum swings. From a spread perspective, the Los Angeles Sparks have been a strong play recently, covering the spread in 7 of their last 9 games, despite a tough recent loss. They enter this matchup at a favorable price, which is especially notable given that they are playing on the second night of a back-to-back, a factor that can often lead to fatigue and diminished performance. However, the Sparks' roster depth and overall talent, combined with the momentum they've built, suggests they will overcome any potential weariness and perform at a high level against Seattle. The Storm, conversely, have struggled both to win and to cover the spread, failing to do either in each of their last 4 outings, which raises questions about their current form and confidence. Adding further weight to the Sparks' side is their historical advantage in this matchup, as they have covered the spread in 4 of the last 5 head-to-head meetings with Seattle. This trend reinforces the belief that Los Angeles will not only keep the game competitive, but also beat the spread, making them a compelling betting choice in this contest. In summary, this game sets up as a classic battle between 2 very different but equally competitive teams. The Seattle Storm enter with a reputation for their defensive prowess, anchored by veterans like Neka Ogwumike and Skylar Diggins, who bring leadership and steady hands on both ends of the floor. While their offense has struggled at times this season, their ability to limit opponents' scoring and create stops will be critical to keeping them in the contest. On the other side, the Los Angeles Sparks ride a wave of momentum fueled by a high-scoring, dynamic offense that can overwhelm defenses with quick pace and efficient shooting. Despite some inconsistency defensively, the Sparks' offensive firepower has made them a dangerous team capable of putting up big numbers in stretches. Given the offensive weapons present on both sides and the historical tendency for these matchups to feature fast-paced, high-scoring basketball, fans can expect an exciting and competitive game. The Sparks will look to leverage their scoring momentum to take control, but the Storm's defense and veteran leadership will keep it close. Ultimately, the game is likely to go over the total points line, providing an entertaining spectacle for basketball enthusiasts. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Los Angeles Sparks plus 3.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.